So this is my first video. I'm going to take a couple seconds to basically get in touch with my heart, slow my breathing down. I'm a little nervous because I haven't done this. So give me a couple seconds here. Okay. I felt moved today to make a video discussing basically how I regained my passion for life. I think we get caught up in the mundane of, chasing after money, trying to better ourselves, the hustle and grind of just improving ourselves just for the sake of saying we're doing better. And I think throughout that process, for some of us, we can get caught up in the cycle of just working really hard, having a strong work ethic, waking up every day and saying we're doing all these different things so that we are bettering ourselves, so that the world sees that we are doing better. It's more of an external process. So what I wanted to share today was a process that I've come across recently through a few online mentors of mine. They have programs that teach this, and I'm sure the way that they would explain it would be would have an essence of a lot more expertise than myself. But I'm going to explain it in a way that I feel like would be really simple and break it down in a way that anyone can use this. And I just want to share it in hopes that anyone that watches this, it will help you in some way. Okay, and it's as simple as this. Okay, my process every day is experimenting with life by being aware of the things that I do every single day and having fun and trying to create new ways of changing myself. And that could be as small as, today I am not going to drink a cup of coffee. Excuse me. Like today I've challenged myself to stop buying things that contain caffeine in it. Okay? And during that process of making that decision, throughout my day, I kept getting offered caffeine for free. I got a cup of coffee offered to me, and to not be rude, I accepted it. And typically, I usually have drinks that have around 160 to 200 milligrams of caffeine. And for me, my excuse was, I'm so tired and I work so hard every day that I deserve to have this pick-me-up, this energy, right? I need to uplift my energy. I would say those things to myself constantly to feel like it was justifying that I do not have enough energy throughout my day to accomplish all the things that I want to accomplish. And this is just not true. And it's quite limiting if you do that for a prolonged period of time. And I can remember for myself that I've been drinking caffeine basically since a preteen. It started with soda when I was growing up. And, soda doesn't have a significant source of caffeine, but when you're drinking packs of 12 in terms of like Mountain Dew or Pepsi or whatever it was back then. And then that maturing over time into Monster Energy drinks or, Red Bulls, whatever it may be. And then even now, at the point I am, looking for cleaner sources of caffeine. So I've tried Yerba Mate, I've tried Zoas that are made by Dwayne Johnson. I've tried Celsius. There's different sources that you can get your caffeine from. Or is something as simple as creating your own tea at home, a hot warm tea that is green tea, that is sourced in different types of like green tea extract, things like that also have forms of caffeine in it as well. And overall, I just feel like I reached a point where I would think to myself, can I go without drinking caffeine? And how long can I go? And there was this reoccurring thought of feeling like discomfort, which to me is a form of an addiction, right? When you're doing something that you know you shouldn't be doing, but you do it anyways. And addictions don't have to be drastically dangerous or harmful to yourself. It could just be things that you feel like you can't not do. And caffeine was one of those things for me. One thing that really inspired me to try and stop using caffeine is I like to work out, I meditate, and I'm kind of on a in-depth hyper wellness journey right now to where I'm doing certain things like applying oxygen into my body to where, that oxygen is being spread throughout my body more evenly, to whereas, we're getting up to 90 to 95% compared to the normal 20-30% that we usually get on a daily basis. And I remember doing this process. For me, it was in a hyperbaric chamber. And afterwards, the nurse that was watching over us while we were doing it suggested not to drink caffeine within 2 hours of that process. And I thought to myself, okay, no problem. And then 2 hours go by, I drank caffeine because it was still pretty early and we went to go get brunch, and I got a coffee, right? And I instantly noticed the change that small amount of caffeine caused in my body after going through this long 60 to 90 minute process of getting all this oxygen put into my body. And at that moment I realized, okay, if I'm going to keep drinking this stuff for energy, but it's restricting blood flow to the main components of my body to provide energy, I was just getting to the point to where it didn't really make sense, right? They're conflicting ideologies. So that's what brought me to yesterday, where I was actually ordering drinks from Amazon and having them delivered to my home so that I had my own supply. So I wouldn't go to the store and buy things. I just had a certain amount that I would use. And I got through those packs and I realized, I limited myself to a certain amount. I got through that and I felt, okay, well, maybe this time I'll order an extra pack just to kind of fill in the void of when I finish them. I have a little wiggle room to where if some days I want to drink one extra or some days I want to drink one less, then I knew I had more than enough margin. But then I realized too that even doing that is like the problem was deepening, and that was supposed to be a solution. So I decided for myself, okay, if I really want to get a hold of this situation, I need to just cut it down way, way down to basically almost going cold turkey. That's what I would call it. And going through that process, today was the first day. And I had a cup of coffee that was given to me for free as a gift. Because I work in service, so I go to people's homes and, sometimes they offer drinks to just, be courteous and provide hospitality. So I don't like to say no in those moments. And I had 1 cup of coffee, thanks to them, and I was totally fine. And I felt like it was a good balance between what my goal is to cut down on caffeine, but not overreact to where if I feel like I do drink caffeine, that I feel shame or guilt towards myself. And after doing that, I didn't drink anything else with caffeine. My wife and I, we drink Olipop as like a healthier alternative to like soda or just caffeinated beverages or carbonated beverages. And that has a small amount of caffeine as well. So today in total, I think I had about 100 milligrams of caffeine, which is a significant win for me, as normally I'm drinking 200 to 400 milligrams on a daily basis. So I felt pretty good about that. And going back to the whole point of this video, right, is causing change every single day. Making life more of an experiment of what else can I change about myself to cause change to my reality, in a simple way of saying it. I want to experience new things out of the blue and just trust in what the world is going to provide for me today. Because I believe that every day is its own experience. So my way of breaking this down, okay, you have 3 different areas of change. You have your thoughts, okay? So we've all heard that saying where we have 85,000 thoughts a day, and a certain amount of those thoughts are typically the same thoughts every single day. So a good place to start is I take a piece of paper and I break it down in these 3 different areas, right? So on that paper, I would create a chart with 3 different sections, and the first one would be thoughts. So I write down the thoughts that I had either today, the day before, or just thoughts that we already know that we would be in a better position by not having them. Okay, and we all know our own experience in some way. So this is very applicable to your own experience. It's not like I'm doing anything special. I'm just doing what I'm currently experiencing in life, and you can do the same thing. So whatever those thoughts are for you, okay, write those down. And the challenge is, or the experiment, because it should be more fun. Okay, you don't want it to be a challenge, because when you make something a challenge, like, yes, you want to push yourself to do better. But when it's an experiment, it feels more fun. It feels more lighthearted, right? So when you wake up tomorrow and you do 5% better, you're not hitting yourself on the shoulder because you didn't do it perfectly and you just went the whole day without ever having a thought. It's all about very small amounts of improvement, right? Moving the needle, most people say. So that's one area where you write down the thoughts that you've been having or have had in the past that you believe you no longer want to have, right? They're no longer serving you. So write those down, become aware of them, and then the experiment is tomorrow to reduce the amount of times you have those thoughts, okay? So that's the first area. The second area is emotions, okay? And depending on where you're currently at in life, I feel different people have different levels of emotional intelligence, or even knowing how to label your emotions so you even know what you're feeling. Most people don't even know what a feeling feels like, yet alone what a feeling means. So by discovering what emotions you have the most every single day, you can determine your temperament and the type of mood that you're normally in frequently, habitually, okay? So write down those lists of emotions that you are currently experiencing either today or recently. Or if there's an emotion that you know comes up in a moment of trial or a moment of stress that you wish you could react in a better way emotionally. And then the last area would be your actions, right? The things that you actually do every day. And this is the fun part, because a lot of us do things so habitually that we've been doing for such a long amount of time that we're no longer aware of how we actually spend our time every day. So this will be a fun experiment to actually become aware of what we do throughout our 24 hours. And by discovering these actions, these habits, you may be able to find out that there are a lot of things that you do that is wasting your time, or that is not benefiting you whatsoever, right? So you may have goals, or you may have dreams of where you want your life to be. And by uncovering these actions, the things that you do every single day, it will really open your eyes to how you're living your life, how you're spending your time. And that awareness as well is very awakening, because you're now putting yourself in a place of presence that you more than likely have never been in, either for a long period of time, since maybe a traumatic experience, or ever. So this will help you really uncover what are some barriers in your life that may be preventing you from creating the life that you want, or just feeling more passionate about life in a way to where maybe you just don't feel as much joy as you used to. You know, like when we were children, we could just spend our day watching television, watching movies, shows, spending time with our friends outside, having fun and playing, right? Those things that we were able to do when we didn't have the responsibilities of being an adult. So this process of writing these things down, becoming clear of each of those areas, your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, so that now you have a list of who you currently are, right? Things that you have been doing, or maybe even negatives that you're currently doing. And then you can take that list and redo it, but now right in place of each area of who you want to become. The thoughts you want to have, the emotions you want to feel, and the things that you actually want to do. The behaviors, the actions, the habits that you want to have. And by going through this process, I hope whoever's watching this, you realize that life can be fun and exciting again. You can find that passion again. You can find that love in your heart again. And it's okay if you've been stuck in this process or this program or this habitual self that you may have built shame or guilt or regret or whatever it may be over those years of however long you've been experiencing this. And from me to you, just give yourself grace, make it fun and enjoyable, and let me know how it goes. And, you know, if you feel like this video helped at all, please give me some feedback. I don't know if this is going to become something long-term that I start doing, but this is just something that has significantly helped me in my own life, that has caused a lot of change in my life and in myself, to where the troubles I was having within myself, I am now feeling that I have gained control over, and I'm becoming a new me that I truly love, and the people around me are also experiencing that love as well. So I hope it helps. Please, again, leave me some feedback or comments, or if you did try it, let me know how it goes. And by the way, I'm Cody. And it was nice meeting all of you.